Subpoenas for Ashton Kutcher and his ex-wife Demi Moore to testify in Diddy's case are reportedly on the way, with Kutcher allegedly worried about how his connection to Ashley Elleren's murder might be used against him.
And Puffy, or Diddy, have been friends for decades. And they've done movies together, they've hung out together, and he can't say anything because he's one of those guys. Remember I did that story last week, like, where are all Diddy's friends? Because the silence is deafening. A lot of them don't want people looking into their closet, but Ashton doesn't want the blowback that he got with Danny Masterson.
Right, so pretty tepid in how they reply. Meantime, we're hearing Diddy's ex, Cassie, is cooperating with the feds during this investigation.
100%.
What more is she saying, Paula?
She's not saying anything. So here's the deal. She had sued him for sex trafficking, rape, a bunch of horrible laundry list of stuff. And he settled. It's the one case he settled. It's the first case he settled it, I'm hearing, for around $30 million. However, just because you settle a case, you may have an NDA, but if the feds come a knocking, you better answer.
Ashton Kutcher and Diddy have been friends for decades, with footage showing Ashton partying with half-naked women at Diddy's infamous gatherings. What's more suspicious is Ashton's recurring connections to convicted criminals. Just last year, he faced backlash for supporting Danny Masterson, a convicted rapist and child molester. By the time Ashton defended Masterson, he had already been convicted of rape. This raises the question, why did Ashton call a convicted rapist his role model and mentor?
Backlash today for Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis after their video explaining why they wrote letters of support for convicted rapist Danny Masterson. The actors were criticized for calling their former co-star a role model, among other things. And the consensus is that video didn't help.
We are aware of the pain.
Fierce backlash today for Ashton Kutcher and wife Mila Kunis. They apologized for the character letter, calling that 70s show star Danny Masterson an outstanding role model and exceptional older brother figure with a caring nature.
A couple months ago, Danny's family reached out to us and they asked us to write character letters to represent the person that we knew for 25 years. So that the judge could take that into full consideration relative to the sentencing.
The letters were not written to question the legitimacy of the judicial system or the validity of the jury's ruling.
They were intended for the judge to read, and we're sorry.
One of the women Masterson was sentenced last week of raping, known only as Jane Doe number 1, is slamming their apology. This video was incredibly insulting and hurtful. Chrissy Bixler, another Masterson accuser, blasted Kutcher. In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor.
That 70s show star Danny Masterson is behind bars and will be for a long, long time. If you did not hear the news, he was sentenced yesterday for a rape case, 2 rapes actually, and got 30 years to life. And there are already concerns about his mental state. As he has begun serving his time, he was remanded immediately in court, and now police are concerned. They are watching.
This isn't the first time Ashton Kutcher has faced scrutiny for suspicious activities. Looking at his career and current actions, it seems like a deliberate attempt to distance himself from past crimes. There are things he's trying to hide, and if he's subpoenaed to testify, the truth could come out, potentially ending his career for good.
What about Ashton Kutcher? Because Ashton Kutcher, who I believe could possibly just as bad. Ashton Kutcher as well, listen, he's not guilty of this, but he arranged a date. He was late for that date. And when he got to the girl's house, he looked through the window. She was stabbed 47 times. The man ended up getting charged, but Ashton Kutcher was also involved with Abercrombie and Fitch. I think it's Mr. Jeffries who's just been done for trafficking. Ashton Kutcher was also friends with Brittany Murphy, who also was friends with P. Diddy, who also died the same death as Kim Porter. Now Ashton Kutcher as well also runs a child protection thing, I think it's called Fawn, where he's trying to save children. But we know now a lot of these people use this thing for child trafficking to actually not expose it, but to gain from their own benefit. He was also married to Demi Moore, and there was a video of Demi Moore kissing a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old boy. I just feel as if there's a lot of darkness around these people. I feel as if they feel as if they're untouchable. I genuinely think he could be next Ashton.
Freak? I would say he's definitely a freak.
I heard some wild stories. I heard he had like.
We all heard that.
You know.
But then, come on, I want to hear what you heard.
I mean, I heard that he had this dude Ashton Kutcher bent over him.
Now I'm gonna tell you the truth. Him and Ashton Kutcher was really tight. We used to go to his crib. He had a penthouse on 74th and 8th Avenue in Central Park.
Reports suggest the alleged subpoena may already exist, explaining Ashton Kutcher's prolonged silence despite mounting rumors. Criminal defense attorneys believe his silence is likely due to instructions from federal authorities, advising him to remain quiet amid the ongoing investigation.
They could subpoena Ashton Kutcher to provide information, right? And that's something we've been wondering. You know, a big talking point is, well, why didn't that you have these federal agents that swarm these properties? Sometimes a raid like that is in conjunction with an indictment and arrest. Here, it's not the case. I'm of the opinion they're still in the evidence gathering phase. They have to process everything that was recovered from the homes, but I also was suspecting that they're issuing subpoenas to a lot of people right now to get a better understanding of what that looks like. And if that's the case, and Ashton Kutcher was issued a subpoena, then no wonder he wouldn't be saying anything about Diddy right now either, right?
Well, that's right. And, let's underline the significance of those raids, okay? We have the Fourth Amendment that says that unreasonable searches and seizures are prohibited in this country. Federal agents can't simply legally barge into someone's home without having persuaded a judge to issue a warrant, to sign off on a warrant application. So, that's, and it's not something that you do early on in an investigation if you don't have enough support to justify.
In 2019, Ashton Kutcher was a suspect in a murder case involving a woman he planned to date. Though he testified in the trial and was found innocent, some believe his involvement was actually covered up.
Her name was Ashley Ellen, and they were actually going on a date the night that she was found dead. Ashton Kutcher told the court that he screwed up on the night that his girlfriend was horrifically murdered. He told the judge that he was freaking out after learning that Ashley was butchered the same evening they were due to go on a date. Ashton even saw his date's blood splattered on the carpet, which he put down to a red wine stain when he was looking through the window trying to check if she was home, because her car was there, the lights were on, yet she wasn't answering the door. Ashley was a fashion student, and she actually met Ashton at a Christmas party, but at that point he was in a relationship. Once he became single, he called her up and asked.
Chrissy Bixler, one of Danny Masterson's victims, claims that on the night of the murder, Ashton Kutcher called Masterson and allegedly confessed his involvement. She says she overheard the entire conversation and insists Ashton is guilty.
Just think the story ends here, but no, it continues. Because Danny Masterson's accuser details an alleged call with Ashton Kutcher the night his date was murdered. Chrissy wrote in a statement on Instagram, "Dear Ashton, I know the secrets your role model keeps for you, ones that will end you. Did you forget I was there? You were on speaker that night you called Danny on February 21st, 2001. I heard everything. I heard the plan. In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor." And that was the day that Ashley lost her life. So why did Ashton call Danny, and what did he have to tell him?
This guy, Michael, the serial killer, was able to go do it again because the cops weren't able to actually process the case because they knew Ashton Kutcher was indeed lying. So what was he lying about? Well, here's Chrissy Bixler, who's coming in, who was dating Danny Masters at the time. You actually know your secrets, your role model keeps for you, ones that would end you. Did you forget I was there? You were on speakerphone the night you called Danny on February 21st, 2001. I heard everything. I heard the plan. In my opinion, you're just as sick as your mentor. What was this plan? Yes, he was in his car for over an hour outside of Ashley's house, speaking with his manager about what to do to protect Ashton's career and reputation. He then called Danny. I heard the entire conversation. Law enforcement was and is aware of what I'm saying.
Ashton Kutcher's connection to Diddy seems highly suspicious, with clear signs of something shady happening behind the scenes. In 2003, Kutcher and Diddy invited 13-year-old Davy Chase to Diddy's MTV afterparty. Notably, Diddy is now being sued by a Jane Doe who alleges he assaulted her at an MTV Awards afterparty in 2000.
Hey! Oh my gosh, this so rocks! it's so good.
I just want to say, everyone will suffer. Hey, MTV Rock! What is the MTV Movie Award?
After party tonight. Yes!
Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So, I can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them. There was one moment, so it's not really a party story, but our relationship was really bizarre. So it started over punked, because he was like, yo, you can't punk me. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you, everybody's on the table. He's like, not me, I'm off the table. And so that started our conversation. We became fast friends, and we used to still hang out.
With all the allegations surfacing about Ashton Kutcher and his ties to accused rapist Diddy, it's no surprise Ashton might be worried. Even if he's innocent, being connected to such controversies puts him in a difficult position. However, Ashton may not be as clean as he seems. He even invited Diddy to his anti-trafficking organization, a company that collaborates with the FBI to combat child exploitation. The fact that an alleged sex trafficker was welcomed into such an organization is beyond shocking.
I've been on FBI raids where I've seen things that no person should ever see. I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American man that was a sex tourist in Cambodia. And this child was so conditioned by her environment that she thought she was engaging in play. But the right to pursue happiness for so many is stripped away. It's raped. It's abused. It's taken by force, fraud, or coercion. It is sold for the momentary happiness.
Beyond Ashton Kutcher's ties to Diddy and Danny Masterson, as well as his own questionable behavior, his ex-wife Demi Moore also has a controversial past involving children. A resurfaced 1982 video shows Moore kissing her former General Hospital co-star Philip Tanzini when he was just 14. Filmed at Tanzini's birthday party, the footage captures Moore, who was married to Freddie Moore at the time, making out with the teen and declaring, "I love Philip. He's one of my favorite people."
Okay, one more time. Why do you think everybody's come out?
I don't know. Maybe just because I love them all and I hope they all love me. We do love them. And I love them.
You're looking for the publicity or out of your mind.
Absolutely, because he's one of my most favorite people. Almost a month and a half.
What's your role?
I'm Lucy Love. And I'm Philip Tanzini, and I play Jeremy. You're stealing my card. I'm Oh, okay. Because I love Philip, and he's the only one I love. Do your interview already. All right. I'm Lucy Love, but personally, I love Philip, and that's it. Okay. We got our new storyline. I want to say happy birthday to Philip because I love him dearly. He's one of my most favorite people. For about 3 weeks. And he's been terrific.
To make matters worse, Demi Moore was a victim of childhood sexual abuse. In a recent interview, she revealed that her mother sold her to a man for $500, allowing him to assault her. That she later became an abuser herself and married Ashton Kutcher is shocking.